Hello, I'm Gary Thornton. I want to talk to you about more reflections on race in America in 2020. Earlier this month, after living in the same Bay Area neighborhood for more than a decade, without any issues, the Joneses, a black family, were harassed by a white neighbor while she was brandishing a taser. The white woman said, "You're a black person in a white neighborhood and you're acting like one. Why don't you act like a white person in a white neighborhood?" Living through 2020, I've been reminded that many white Americans still believe they own this country and have the power to set the standards for how we should all live in our nation. Sadly, the same message applies to education in America. It's staggering to me that more than 80% of all public school educators K through 12 are white, when only 60% of the total U.S. population identifies as white. Educators set the agenda for what is taught. Yes, I know you may be wary of hearing that social science leaves far too many women and people of color out of textbooks. You have no doubt overheard conversations about how few, if any, books in our mandatory curriculum are written by people of color. These conversations cannot be limited to English and history. We must examine how we share the diverse contributions in all of our subject matter. The American public system continues to tell children of color that even though the school system is a part of their neighborhood, to be successful, they have to act white. When I speak to my colleagues in education about diversity, equity, and inclusion, I receive feedback such as, "You need to be careful." Let me tell you that if we do not do this the right way, I've seen these things get out of control in a hurry, and I want to help you do this the right way. To me, this feels like coded language. It means, let me make sure we do not upset the white community when we address diversity, equity, and inclusion. In the opening story, the white woman is being recorded. She wants her black American neighbors to understand and to behave the way that she does. Her way, the white way, is the proper way things should be done. Notice in the brief account that the woman is willing to use the force of a taser to bring her black American neighbors in line. Many Americans are not ready for change, and why should they be? For those people in the seat of power and privilege, it's easy to preach, we must go slow. We have to do this the right way. We like things the way they are because keeping things the same supports the existing structure of power and privilege. In the incident, the white woman approaches the black family from a position of power. She goes as far as to arm herself. She calls her neighbors out for being themselves. The audacity of the black American family to act black in her neighborhood. She provides them with direct instructions on how they should live in the neighborhood. Live the right way, the white way. To truly benefit from being neighbors, we have to challenge that way of thinking. If we're going to embrace one another, let's begin with humility, which includes stepping away from positions of power. It requires us to acknowledge the notion that we consider the same as safe, and being brave enough to step away from the lifestyles we consider safe and grow. Admitting to ourselves and others that we're uncomfortable, but want to listen and to learn from others. Building relationships within our communities is critical. A simple, "Hi, how are you?" or an invitation to chat from your front porch can change the trajectory of many future interactions. While so many of us are feeling disconnected from our loved ones, it might be the perfect time to ask ourselves, what steps can I take to embrace others who live in my community, as well, or as opposed to challenging others to fit our expectations, admitting to ourselves and others that we're uncomfortable but want to listen and learn from others. What if when she said our neighborhood, she didn't mean the white neighborhood? Thank you.